I, Dr. Preeti Bagrodia, Ehsaas Women of Dibrugarh, welcome you all to the inaugural session of an exclusive event, Kitaab, organized by the Prabha Foundation for the book titled A ZigZag Mind by Dr. Sonal Mansingh in Dibrugarh. We are delighted to present this evening with the cherished support of Oil India Limited, who stand by the Foundation's cause of fostering the growth of art and culture in the northeast region of the nation. This event is organized in association with Dibrugarh University and with the dedicated support of the Ehsaas Women of Dibrugarh. Before we commence, allow me to introduce Prabha Foundation and its assorted area of works. Prabha Foundation, a Kolkata-based non-profit trust, is recognized as an organization that creates the finest literary and cultural experiences through a diverse range of initiatives, spanning author interactions, book launches, literary festivals, panel discussions, intimate cultural gatherings, and captivating performances in music, dance, and theatre. The foundation was established by an eminent Indian literature, entrepreneur, philanthropist, social activist, and feminist, late Dr. Prabha Ketan, back in the 1980s to promote literature, education, the performing arts, culture, gender equality, and women's empowerment. The foundation strives relentlessly to create cultural capital through activities and endeavors that propagate literary and cultural assets of India. In the past 4 decades, the foundation grew in stature and recognition as an organization that gives the best platform to writing geniuses and showcases the kaleidoscopic cultural heritage of our country. Among the many initiatives of the foundation, Kitaab occupies a unique significance to us, marking the emergence of each birth of a book and offering authors a stage to present their latest literary works to an insightful and discerning audience. Now, it's my utmost pleasure to introduce our guest author, Dr. Sonal Mansingh. Dr. Mansingh is a globally acclaimed Indian classical dancer, choreographer, and guru, celebrated for her profound contributions to the fields of Bharatanatyam and Odissi. She has devoted her life to preserving and promoting the rich heritage of Indian classical dance, earning recognition both in India and across the world. A master of Bharatanatyam, Odissi, and Chow, Dr. Mansingh is known for her deeply expressive performances and innovative choreography that blend tradition with thoughtful interpretation. In 1977, she founded the Center for Indian Classical Dances, CICD, in New Delhi, an institution dedicated to nurturing and training future generations of dancers while advancing the study and practice of classical dance forms. She is a former member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha. In recognition of her exceptional contribution to the arts, she was honored with the Padma Bhushan in 1992 and later the Padma Vibhushan in 2003, becoming the first women dancer to receive India's second highest civilian award. I would like to invite Dr. Sonal Mansingh to please come on stage. May we have a huge round of applause, please. That we welcome our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University, Professor Jiten Hazarika, to grace this event with his esteemed presence. Professor Hazarika is an Indian academician and academic administrator, currently serving as the Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University. A professor of statistics, he previously served as the Registrar of the University and also held the role of Interim Vice Chancellor of Sri Sri Deva Sports University, Dibrugarh. He has received the Indian Humanitarian Award for his sustained humanitarian work during the COVID-19 pandemic and has been honored with several awards for his contributions to academics and higher education. I would request Professor Jiten Hazarika, sir, to join us on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? I would also like to introduce the guest of honor, Karabi Deka Hazarika ma'am. Karabi Deka Hazarika is former Sahitya Ratna Lakshminath Base Barua Chair Professor and Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences in Dibrugarh University, Assam. Her poetry reflects personal emotions and lived experiences, expressed through simple language, gentle imagery from nature, and occasional feminist undertones. She has so far contributed 82 books, including collection of poems, travelogues, and books on literary criticism, among others. She is a recipient of many prestigious awards, including Mamuni Roysam Goswami Literary Award by the Government of Assam and many others. I would request Ms. Karabi Deka Hazarika to please join us on stage. Please put your hands together for ma'am. Now, I would like to introduce our conversationalist for the afternoon, Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi. Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi is an academic and educationalist. She is currently the Associate Professor in the English Department of Dibrugarh University. Her areas of interest include English literature, life writing, women's studies, translation studies, and literature from Northeast India, to name a few. Let us have a huge round of applause for Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi. Please join us on stage, Dr. Gogoi. As we all know, Prabha Khaitan Foundation promotes cultural understanding and appreciation. The foundation promotes local artisans, their artifacts, handicrafts, and handlooms to show appreciation to our patrons and guests by endorsing their products. Highlighting the relevance of the same, I would like to call upon and cordially request Ms. Anandita Chatterjee, Executive Trustee, and Mrs. Trishna Deorah of Prabha Khaitan Foundation to felicitate all guests on stage.
Japi. I have at least 12 Japis. Thank you. Excellent.
পথাৰটো পিন্ধিব লাগে পথাৰত পিন্ধি পাইছোঁ
Now, the moment we all have been waiting for is here. I request the guests to step forward for the book launch. I kindly request Chief Guest Professor Jiten Hazarika and Guest of Honor Ms. Karabi Deka Hazarika to unveil and launch the book A ZigZag Mind by Dr. Sonal Mansingh.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You know the picture, acha.
Okay. Japi nahi hai.
नहीं कृष्णा साइन
Cordially request our chief guest, Professor Jiten Hazarika, to say a few words.
Namaskar. Madam Sonal Mansingh, Professor Karabi Deka Hazarika, former professor of our university, Sahitya Sajjo, and former Dean of Dibrugarh University, Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi, Associate Professor, Department of English, senior citizen of, I think in this group, Dupatta, Professor Deka, former Vice Chancellor of our university, and other dignitaries from our university and outside university, from Dibrugarh and outside Dibrugarh also, including our principal of Delhi Public School. And my dear research scholars and students, I am very much pleased to welcome all of you to the campus of Dibrugarh University on this very special occasion, the formal launch of the remarkable book, ZigZag Mind. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Prof Foundation, all the executive and other persons from Prof Foundation for choosing our university as a venue for this intellectually enriching event under its literary initiative, Kitaab books. At the very outset, let me confess that these days have been one of those days when my mind has been moving exactly in the way the title of the book suggests, zigzag. Actually, my mind is always zigzag, not in the linear. It is like that. As the Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University, I am required to keep pace with rather demanding schedule. The day before yesterday, that is 12th of this Monday, was devoted to the solemn and prestigious occasion of our 24th convocation, where our Honorable Governor, that means Chancellor of our university, was there. You know how serious that program is. As you may well imagine, such an event involves extensive planning, adherence to protocol, the delivery of several speeches, and above all, the joy of witnessing our students step forward into a new phase of their lives. After such a grand and formal event, one would normally expect to take a quick break or rest, but the university calendar, as we all know, rarely allows that luxury. And so, in the afternoon of the same, I had to shift my great gear from convocation robes and the ceremonial proceedings to the equally important event, Ramayana, epics of all epics. Convocation, then Ramayana. Next day, on the very next day, that is yesterday, I was engaged in the inaugural session of the International Conference on Holistic Therapeutic Intervention and Translational Research organized by Department of Pharmaceutical Science. At the same time, another program is going on, organized by our pedant department, my pedant department, Department of Statistics, on data science from 7 to 14. So, today here I am with you at this book launching program, event titled ZigZag Mind. In fact, I must say that title feels particularly appropriate for me today. Now please let me shift my mind to the literary celebration, as my schedule itself has followed quite zigzag route throughout the period. I have a plan to see Village Rockstar also after this program. Please excuse me for taking your valuable time to share my personal experience of passing the day with a zigzag mind. Actually, I always want to enjoy my life. I consider my life as a game, and always our aim should be win the game. To win the game, we have to apply different strategies. That strategies are in the form of either in the hard skill or in the soft skill. With that both type of skill, this is for the students. With that both type of skills, you can win the game. That is your life. I enjoy like that. But I must also admit that these zigzag journeys are what make our university life so vibrant and intellectually stimulating. Now please let me come back and join you here in this important event. Today, we are deeply honored to celebrate the work of one of India's most respected cultural personalities, former member of our Rajya Sabha, Ussha Sadan, Padma Vibhushan awardee, Dr. Sonal Mansingh. Please, a big round of applause to her. Dr. Mansingh is not only a legendary dancer but also a thinker, writer and cultural ambassador who has devoted her life to preserving and promoting the rich heritage of Indian classical arts. Through his performances, writings and reflection, she has consistently reminded us that art is not merely an aesthetic pursuit but a profound way of understanding life itself. The book Zigzag Mind, I have not gone through the book. From the mind I have guessed, from the name I have guessed, it may not be correct. The book Zigzag Mind invites reader into complex yet fascinating landscape of the human mind in a world that often expects straight lines and predictable paths. I am from the Department of Statistics. Zigzag is not linear, that means not straight line or not increasing or decreasing line, it is like that. Reminds us that creativity, reflection and intellectual discovery rarely move in a single direction. That there is diverse. They move across disciplines, experiences, memories and emotions. Hence, this book holds a special relevance. This is my opinion. Universities are spaces where mind must be free to wonder, question, challenge and create. The zigzag journey of thought is in fact the very essence of education. It is through such intellectual curiosity that innovation, art and knowledge flourish. As an institution located in the culturally vibrant region of Northeast India, Dibrugarh University has always believed in nurturing dialogue between tradition and modernity. One side AI, another side Indian knowledge system. Our region has a rich tapestry of indigenous cultures, performing arts, languages and philosophical traditions. Events like today's connect this regional richness with the broad cultural discourse of the nation. The work of Dr. Sonal Mansingh reminds us that culture is a way of living. Dance, literature and philosophy are not isolated disciplines. They intersect and enrich one another. Now everywhere there is question of multidisciplinary. No one can work alone. No question arises now. When a dancer writes, the body's rhythm transforms into the rhythm of language. When a thinker reflects on art, the boundaries between movement and thought dissolve. I would also like to appreciate the sustained efforts of the Prof. Foundation in promoting literature, art and intellectual exchange across the country. Through initiatives like Kitaab, they have created meaningful platforms where authors, artists and readers can interact and engage in thoughtful conversations. Dear students, very few students are here. Actually, it is a raining student. In front of our hostel, road condition is not good. Heavy constructions are going on. Due to that, also many of the students could not come to this program. I encourage you not only to read Zigzag Mind, but also embrace the spirit that it represents. Allow your ideas to move freely across disciplines between science, arts, philosophy, technology, culture, and innovation. The future belongs to minds that are curious, reflective, and courageous enough to explore the unexpected turns of thought. Before I conclude, I once again extend my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Sonal Mansingh for his inspiring work. I thank the organizers, faculty members, very few present here, and students for making this event possible. May this event spark many more conversations, ideas, and creative journeys. Let us celebrate literature, culture, and the endless possibilities of human mind. With this word, I declare that book is launched. Thank you.
One very thoughtful book. I want the transcript.
Okay,
I'm going to
I will provide you.
quote. Yes.
Thank you so much, Professor Hazarika, for bringing in smiles in all of our faces today. I would now request our guest of honor, Karabi Deka Hazarika ma'am, to share her thoughts.
Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University, Honorable Madam Sonal Mansingh, respected guests including Professor K.K. Deka, former Vice Chancellor of Dibrugarh University, Sri Preeti Bagrodia, a notable translator and a writer, other guests, members and office bearers of Prof. Foundation, my dear student friends. Today is a very special day for us, having Padma Vibhushan Sonal Mansingh amidst us. Earlier also we met her in Dibrugarh University, but this time the occasion is more beautiful because we have released a beautiful book of Mansingh ji, and the book is a memoir, a special kind of autographical nature. This book is, you all can see, it is a most beautiful, with a beautiful cover, and the book bears some chapters. I am going to just give a brief introduction. Guru Shishya Parampara, the making of a classical dancer. Creativity in dance, dance of Shiva, the mirror of life. Vishnu, why is light divine? Water, water everywhere, Ganga the Lokomata. I am only reading some of these lines. Same Krishna, differing perceptions. A glimpse of my life as I see it now. Marjada, my Jagannath, Ramayana as narrated in Ramcharitmanas by Tulsidas. Transforming society, the role of women, praise for them. Why I am Dija, twice born. Very interesting topics, but I have not yet a chance to read it, so it is a treasure for me. Actually, I have already told that it is a memoir and one kind of autobiographical literature. I feel myself honored and proud to be a part of the great event today. What is a memoir? It is a personal narrative that focuses on a specific aspect or period of the author's life, often exploring their experiences, emotions, and reflections. It's a form of non-fiction, but sometimes it may be more delightful due to artistic style of writing, and I am sure that this particular book will be very much interested and full of information, and we will be able to peep into the author's inner world of mind. It blends facts and narratives techniques, offering a unique perspectives on the author's life. We can feel her hope, her ambitions, we feel oneness with every ups and downs of the author mind. Memoirs are important because they provide insight into the author's life expression and feelings. It preserves personal and historical memories, offer lessons and reflections on their challenges and their triumph. A memoir connect readers with the author's emotions and experiences. Therefore, we can conclude that, in short, memoirs share stories that can inspire, educate, and give us pleasure. It is a great opportunity to enter into one person's own life through the memoir. A memoir is a famous creative person, an artist, a dancer, and person from performing arts is of much more importance because it offers glimpses into their creative journey, revealing the inspiration, struggle they had to face, and how they could overcome their challenges. So, it is a bit of example for the young learner how we can approach in our onward journey to get something, to be something, to do something. So this memoir, A ZigZag Mind, is of great importance. It provides insight into the artist's inner world. It throws light upon their innovation and creative process. Such a memoir can inspire aspiring artists, offer valuable lessons on how sadhana is very important in one's journey for fulfillment. It is a chance to experience the artist's life through our own eyes. By reading a memoir of a great artist, we can find new meanings of their creative works. We have seen some beautiful performances of Dr. Sonal Mansingh. We enjoyed it, we perceive it, but when we go through the memoir, we will definitely find its background, something there behind this beautiful expression, behind her every steps, behind her language of her eyes and her fingers. So there is something is hidden always, and the memoir let it teach us that what is behind every expression. Her hopes, her dreams, her challenges, sometimes her sorrows, the obstacles of maybe from society, maybe from family, maybe some other person, but at last she is a Bijoyini. She is Bijoyini in the sense that the first woman to receive a Padma Vibhushan. A person from performing arts field. I am more proud of this thing that she is from field of performing arts, which is a great weapon against all evil of the society. So, A ZigZag Mind is in my hand now. It is, I again said, it is my great treasure for all of my life. You all can collect this book and have an idea how an artist grow day by day with light and shadow, and at the last only light reveals from herself. So, congratulations for for giving us this beautiful evening. We are very proud, we are very glad. Thank you very much, and congratulations, and thank you, Sonal Mansingh.
I request Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi to start the conversation. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. Ma'am, I welcome you once again to Dibrugarh University. And as our guest of honor and chief guest has already introduced the book and our audience, I could say a huge fan of yours, admirers of yours have gathered today at this hall from all over Dibrugarh, our students. So definitely the first question that I want to ask you is, why did you call this particular journey of yours A ZigZag Mind?
Namaste to Dibrugarh and Dibrugarh University, to my favorite state, Assam, and to Mata Makhya. As you see, I've been wearing mekhala even in Rajya Sabha. And Srimati Queenie Oja Oja, the Lok Sabha Member of Parliament from Guwahati. She always said that you are the real Assamese, Ahomia, we are all fake. Because even in Parliament, every day I wore Mikla. And I have Dupatta. I was telling Honorable VC that my first ever visit to Dibrugarh was in 1983. At that time I came to perform and also visited the university as it was. Chota tha, mujhe jo yaad hai. But Dibrugarh left a very profound impression on me. And from here we crossed it to Brahmaputra by ferry and got off at Sonarighat, and then we moved on to Pasighat for another performance. That's another story. My life is full of stories actually. Second time I came and I gave my Natya Katha in Dibrugarh. That's a very special, I would say a special format. We have Katha. Kathakars, from where Kathak dance sort of emerged. But our entire history, our entire traditional, cultural history is full of Katha. Ramayana is a Katha, Mahabharata is Katha. The Upanishads also have Kathas, where Nachiketa asks Yama, where Jabala asks Gautam. They are full of Kathas. And my Natya Katha, which I am going to perform on 19 at the Indira Gandhi Center for the Arts. That's also another night on Devi. Because that is the beginning of our new Samvatsar, what we call our new Sanatan calendar, the new year begins. And also the first day of the Chaitra Navaratri. Before Honorable Vice Chancellor Scoots, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks for bringing me to the university and for giving me this opportunity to unveil the book, to launch the book and to, what shall I say, share some intimate thoughts, with also a desire, a wish, a request to have my Natya Katha for the Dibrugarh University. And I think that's something that nobody has experienced. That's something very, very different. There is dance, there is abhinaya, I sing, my narratives, my musicians, this is a production. Anyway, thank you so much. Prabha Khaitan Foundation. Thank you so much, Anindita. Thank you so much, Ehsaas ladies, the beautiful ladies. Thank you so much for all the professors and students, faculty who are here. I would like to now begin our little tete-a-tete. I also like to tell you that so many things were left unsaid in my introduction, that I was also chairman of the Sangeet Natak Academy in NDA 1. So it's not only a dancer, I'm a dancer of course, but the dancer is not confined to doing hastamudras and looking pretty. The dancer, like me especially, has experienced the political, socio-political upheavals and therefore the reflections on cultural field as well. I'm the bridge between pre-independence and when I was born and today. So, as a by word, when the UPA government came, within a few months of my becoming chairman, the first thing they did was to throw us out. Okay? It had never happened. Me and the then president of Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, Dr. L.M. Singhvi, who is the father of Abhishek Manu Singhvi, the much talked about lawyer, and the president of Sahitya Academy, etc. As Girish Karnad and so many other people protested, they said that governments have come and gone, but culture had remained pristine. It was untouched by the political upheavals. It's the first time. And in my life, as my friends always like to say, that I have always made the first time. It happened so. I'm the first dancer to be nominated by President to Rajya Sabha. Can you imagine 76 years and no dancer? And only one musician, Pandit Ravi Shankar. Lata Mangeshkar ji is, of course, film. So, it has been a life of such experiences, and as VC sir put it so beautifully, zigzag. Just your 3 days have been zigzag. So imagine 24/7, 365. How many zigs and how many zags on daily basis we have to traverse. Professor Gogoi, now you can start.
Yes, thank you so much. Then we will start, and your connection with Dibrugarh, how fondly you remember coming to Dibrugarh, then traveling to Arunachal. So in the beginning of your book, you also talked about this bridge between the older tradition and the contemporary times, how you have resiliently fought for culture. So you started your book on a note on Guru Shishya Parampara, right? So how do you see this has shaped your overall worldview or your philosophy till now? The way you look at it, and you have talked about your gurus like Professor U.S. Krishna Rao, Chandrabhaga Devi and others. So how it has shaped you as a person? What do you say?
Why is Guru Shishya Parampara so special? For that, I would like to first explain the word parampara. When you say tradition, it is not the same. It's very difficult to translate our terminologies into English especially. Just this morning, Karan was editing one of my videos for the social media, old ones, where I am saying that param aparam. When you lift one foot to go forward, the other foot is firmly planted on the ground. When you put that down, then another one is firmly planted. So it tells you all. Parampara is something that is rooted and yet forward moving. It is not orthodoxy, it is not rudi, it is parampara. And where does this parampara really show you the strength of Sanatana Dharma? I need not say Dharma is not religion. Again, a huge misnomer. Dharayati iti Dharma, we all have a Swadharma, what we should do, what we should not do, ideally, etc. How does it go forward? Through parampara. And therefore a guru is needed. Not the Google guru, Google Acharya, but real guru. There are so many great proverbs and great suktas, Guru Sukta, dedicated to who is a guru, why a guru, and how do you find a guru. Other thing is, guru finds you, you don't find the guru. Guru is brahad, large, magnanimous, phaila hua. Darkness. One who removes the darkness and therefore opens your eyes to the larger perspectives, possibilities. And therefore, the very one of the beautiful verses, Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmi Shri Gurave Namah. With the knowledge, under the kajal of knowledge, and by putting it in Shishya's eyes, the Guru opens the eyes of Shishya, removing the darkness of agyan, ignorance. To such a Guru, we bow. So I was very fortunate to have Gurus. Now there's a difference between teacher and Guru. Master, as in Japanese, sensei, the master and disciple. That is a parampara in which I studied, apart from my BA and all that. But in Bharatanatyam, Professor U.S. Trishna Deorah, sir, Srimati Chandrabhaga Devi, his wife, both were my gurus. With them, I learned so much more. He was a professor of chemistry in Bangalore University and a wonderful cricketer and a very handsome man. And Chandrabhaga Deviji came from a highly literary family of Karnataka and herself a wonderful dancer. So they opened my eyes to the larger life, the symmetry of dance, the coordination and synergy of limbs, the synergy with the audience, with the musicians, with the earth on which you dance, with the atmosphere. Your ears are open to music. Your ears are, one ear is inside, inwards, one ear is out. Your eyes look out because dance is such a visual art. The dancer also has to look out. But the eyes are not observing the audience, no. Audience can be whatever. But the eyes are really reflecting what is happening within you as a dancer. And then the creation that comes out, whether in pure dance, abstract dance, creating designs in space, or abhinaya, that without any accoutrement, we used to have just the normal lights. There were no special lights, nothing at all. And we could create entire characters, Ramayana, Mahabharata, solo performer, musicians. How did that happen? So that magic has to be learned from gurus who show the way. And that's how my Guru Shishya Parampara, later on with Guru Kelucharan Mahapatraji for 7 years. And then I came under the mentorship of Sri Jivan Pani from Orissa, a poet and a great scholar, who really gave me the Patha Pradarshan that there is so much more. The Chaya Giti, Charya Giti is called. The Dalai Lama invited me to Dharamshala to dance. He has never invited anyone before or after. Yes. So the Charya Giti, the Buddhist tantric texts which were not known. The 16 siddhas. Karmapa, Milarepa, Kanpa, Tilopa, Naropa. What did they write? They wrote in Prakrit. So I cannot begin to tell you that what a Guru Shishya Parampara has given me, on which I have built myself, and that is what I've carried on. My institute doesn't give any certificate, any medal, nothing. And yet, I'm happy to share with you that on 30th April, my institute will enter 50th year. Golden Jubilee. Yes. And that is also my birthday.
Oh.
He guessed right. I think you are a very perceptive person. VC sir. He said, 82, 83. I said, 83, I will begin.
But I can say, when reading the book, it's an excellent tribute to all your gurus. You have mentioned how you have learned from them. You have also unlearned from them certain things. So, it has been a wonderful tribute to all of them. And when you were showing your mudras and dance, I just suddenly remember one of my favorite poet, W.B.S.'s line, how do I differentiate the dancer from the dance? Where is the dance and where is the dancer?
Yes, actually, yeah.
So when you
The real dance happens when dancer vanishes, only the dance remains.
dance remains, yes. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So another important concern that I could locate in your book when you were mentioning one after another the rivers, the tribute to all these rivers, and how at the wake of development and progress we are abandoning our rivers, right? And how our rivers are losing that essence. We are just worshipping them but not actually rearing them, nurturing them. So how do you look at it given the present crisis of climate change and all that? I mean, your concern is very much apparent there, but what should we do actually?
What should we do? Look at our Brahmaputra here.
Yes.
And the coming, and our Yamuna. We talk of Yamuna, one of the eight Patranis of Sri Krishna. Vrindavan, Gokul, in our Hatriya, Ankiya, there's so much of. Where is that Yamuna? Where? And if you come to Delhi, you will cry. It's a nala, it's a gutter. We are not ashamed of it. Narmada, the great river. Narmada is older than Ganga. I would like to tell you in case you don't know. Narmada is said to have emerged from Bhagwan Shiv Shankar's navel, Navi. And it is in that middle portion, central India, Gondwana Plateau, one of the oldest land masses of this earth. And Narmada is a full river. Amarkantak, she is a little girl, and then she grows and grows and grows. Now Narmada also has so many dams. And that technique of damming rivers is actually not D-A-M, it's D-A-M-N. Evaporation. And you regulate the flow, which means that you regulate nature. Now there are several pros and cons, we won't go into that. But the truth is that the rivers in India have suffered, are suffering, and therefore society and the people suffer. And by the way, Saraswati, our ancient river, our goddess, Saraswati is both. First, she is a river, on whose banks our great Gurukuls happened. Ganga is not mentioned in Rig Veda. Saraswati is mentioned. Saraswati Sukta is there. And she went underground. But she is a goddess also. Because she is the Gurukul Sabtha, the goddess of knowledge, the goddess of arts, the goddess of wisdom, the goddess of beauty. Vani, Bhasha, Sharada, Bharati. So, Saraswati river went underground, and I am praying every day, I hope no other river goes underground. Tired of so-called our civilization, not only in India. ये bombs जब हो रहा है Ukraine, Russia, and America, and Iran, and Israel, and all. What happens? Climate change. You meet in your air-conditioned hotels, 5-star, 7-star hotels, over wonderful dinners and lunches, and they don't even sign the protocols. Even if you sign the protocols, governments are not following. So, what does a common citizen do? Tell me. It is for all of us to debate. It is for all of us to think about. And it has to be a collective effort.
So So this also brings me to your other concern, ma'am, because you mentioned Saraswati being our goddess and the river. I noticed that you have mentioned and you've written in detail about your concern for marginal women characters in your recitals, Sita, Draupadi, Radha. So I've seen that your love and affection for those marginal women characters, how you deeply bring their stories to your recital and you assert them as individuals, not as marginal characters. So, what do you think of these women's self-assertion in contemporary times, you being a woman and then taking up women's causes in your book?
Professor Gogoi, I would put in a very mild word of disagreement with you.
Sure, ma'am.
Calling them marginal is, I think, not correct.
Okay.
They are the Nayikas around which everything happens. Even if it is Sita. Without Sita there is no Rama. Without Sita there is no Rama, there is no Ramayana. More so with Draupadi. Draupadi is, what shall I say, because my landmark production on Draupadi 1994. And I said, Draupadi sits on my head telling me कि मेरे बारे में बोलो, मेरा वो दिखाओ, चरित्र दिखाओ. अहल्या द्रौपदी कुंती तारा मंदोदरी तथा पंचकमना स्मरे नित्यम महापातक नाशनम is one of the shlokas that we learned, and in my first ever lecture demonstration of Panchakanya, where Atal Bihari Vajpayee was still an opposition leader. He had quietly come. Next day he telephoned me and said, I didn't know all this. But they have all, the old generation had learned the shloka as a child, the parental upbringing. And who are these women? Among them, why Draupadi? Draupadi was born of sacrificial fire. She is not no ordinary woman. She is a Yajnavalkini. She is a buddy, a friend of Krishna. There is no buddy, other buddy. B-U-D-D-Y as the Americans say. Friend, Sakhi. How come? Krishna has wives, gopis, bhaktas, devotees, everyone. But one Sakhi, that is Krishna, Draupadi. What does it mean? And she is the one who holds the Pandavas together. She is the one who goes with them for Ajnatavasa in the 12-year exile, the 13-year exile. She is the one who challenges Krishna when he goes as Pandava Duta to Duryodhana saying, "De do half kingdom, okay, if not this much, if not that, this much, 5 villages." And then Duryodhana says nothing. He comes back and is conferring with Yudhishthir, and the others are seated. Draupadi is watching them. And he sees Yudhishthir saying, "Theek, it doesn't matter, we will make our own huts," and nothing like that. And Draupadi, that famous shlok from Mahabharata, "Nachame patayo santi." Mera, I have no husbands, I have no father, I have no brother, no Bandhavas, no clan, no nothing, not even you, Krishna, today, I tell you, not even you. And that makes Krishna say, "No, Draupadi, be assured, there will be war." This is Draupadi. They are not marginal women, ma. They are the Nayikas, the Mahanayikas of Bharatavarsha.
Ma'am, another touching, I would say, episode is your miraculous recovery from that life-threatening accident in Germany and how you recovered from that and then you stood up again, once again. So I believe our audience would love to hear that from you, how you look at it when you recollect and then you call yourself a Dvija, a twice born.
Yeah. Yeah, it was second birth. I 1974 in Germany, August, met with a car accident, and the whole description is here, which car, which little Beetle, Volkswagen, all that. I was giving an international workshop in the Bayreuth, not Beirut. Bayreuth is in Germany, Wagner, Richard Wagner, and yeah, the big festivals. And you know what broke? The ribs broke, 4 or 5, that's okay. And collarbones broke. Even today I keep saying there's no collarbone, you can't see. Despite that, but what broke, what really mattered was, you know, the vertebra, Karotraju, Brahmadan, is made of discs. Usually the lumbar में सबको problem होता है, और यहाँ cervical. But in this accident, the impact was such, I was thrown out about 12-15 feet from on the autobahn, and my 12th vertebra, the disc, was totally smashed, foundered. So 11th and 13th vertebra were hanging by that बाल जितना है ना वो क्या कहते हैं spinal cord. It was just this much distance from breaking, but that went. And they said this is very difficult. They gave a plaster cast because they said I said no operation. They asked me, I couldn't speak. I had rucksack for my ribs and this and that, and I was on a foam rubber for 3 days in agonizing, excruciating pain. And but they had to take permission. So they said steel rod, and I could just say, what made me say no? Another option, we can give you plaster cast. Okay. So you have to read that description here. I was hung between 2 tables.
Yes.
Hung. Here is my chin, और टूटा हुआ पूरा body इधर है, झूल रहा है, and the knee down यहाँ पे. The doctors expected screaming from this delicate-looking Indian woman. No screaming, not one tune, just sweat. I went white, and they put layers after layers. After plaster cast, I'm talking of 1974. 4 kilos from hip to
Waist.
neck to hip. And then, of course, the long story to cut it short, they said she may walk normally again after 2 years, but never be able to dance. And that was that. So I was taken later to Montreal where my fiancé was working. And as I always say, never give up. 2 things. One is Shraddha, faith. Another is Saburi, patience. Never give up. Once you give up, your system begins to close down. Now this wisdom has come much later after this. I've given up. If I can't dance, I don't want to live. So my organs, my system was closing down. At that time, and I again say faith, Bhagavati, Kamakhya, she sent an angel, a French Franco-Canadian chiropractor, who has seen me dance in Montreal a few months ago. He heard about it. I didn't know him, we didn't know him. He came and said, oh my God, I can't believe this. He started crying. Handsome man, Franco-Canadian, one of the best in Northern America at that time. I said, wait. And he brought his own machines. He made new x-rays. He discussed them with the German doctors. And then he said, I'll give you my verdict, he told my fiancé. And after a week or 10 days or whatever, he came. And I was, I was like that, a plaster cast, rucksack. I was like that. I could only move my eyes and my fingers. And I was looking and he was standing there by the foot of the bed. He looked at me and I said, I'm afraid, Sonal, and tears rolled down. I said, I'm afraid, Sonal, you will be able to dance again. So and later he said that like you kickstart a machine, motorbike or whatever. He wanted to kickstart my system. And once he said that, he stuck by it. He just stuck by it. In 11 months, he put me back on my dancing feet and didn't charge $1. Not $1. He sent me to India for 2 months. I said, you dance, don't pick up and come back. Now comes the real thing, that when I went back after 2 months, he made new x-rays. There are photos here of me looking at the x-ray. And he said, hooray! Miracle! I thought to myself, I've always been a miracle. Now what is this miracle? I love to laugh. And he pointed out that because the 12th vertebra was not there, he said you demanded from nature and nature provided. What? A new bone like a bridge between 13th and 11th vertebra on which I'm still standing and performing. So this is why I say I'm a Brija, I'm a Christ born. It's a new birth.
Yes. So you, to dance, so that zeal and then that willpower, that you'll be dancing once again. So that kept you alive, that kept you resilient.
Yeah, Professor Gogoi, I'll add one more thing. That if we believe that this birth in the human body is not like that, 84 lakh yonis, no? हम बोलता है ना 84 लाख योनि में एक बार मिलता है. So, what is the mission that's given to you? There's something that we have to achieve, we have to contribute, we have to become. If you understand that mission, then everything is possible. Otherwise, तो ठीक है, खाया पिया, Google किया, ये किया, वो किया, जो भी करना है करो, है ना? But not that which you could have done, you could have taken that possibility in your hand, in your fist. Now that what you say, determination, because of my dance, which is my real guru, which is my Bhagavati, Nateshwari, that through dance I chart my life. Whether it's philosophy, adhyatma, there's a spirituality, you know. I don't know what is spirituality, but I do know that when I am speaking, dancing, singing, creating, something happens. Something happens. What happens? Some spark.
Yes.
It goes. It happens. Jata hai. So then at the end, only dance remains, not the dance.
True. And from your personal experience of dance, let me ask you about another concern that you have raised in your book, the healing power of dance. You mentioned in your book when you went to Burma, the survivors of the Khmer Rouge, how they were performing, and then that took you became emotional, that true, they have no parents left, they are orphans, they are dancing, and it is through dance they are recuperating from a crisis. So I believe our audience would like to see through your eyes how dance is a healing power.
Anyone has been to Cambodia, Angkor Wat? Yes, madam, wonderful. It's a magical place. You should all try to go there. Cambodia. Khmer Rouge was a cruel, one of the cruelest regimes, and the irony of it all, that there were no foreigners, they were their own people, Pol Pot, who perpetrated this unbelievable tortures. This was in 79, finally, 79-80, when Pol Pot was thrown out. He went to China. And a new military junta junta was in place. And I was the first ever artist to visit Cambodia. Sir, I must confess that I'm a very big blackmailer. I emotionally blackmail people into getting what I want. I won't blackmail you for coming to with Natya Katha again. I had 2 performances in Phnom Penh, but before that it was an ICCR, Indian Council for Cultural Relations tour in 1983, beginning from Hong Kong and then Japan, Indonesia, Yevo, ending in Laos and Vietnam. And I told the Director General, I will go to Cambodia. I want to see Angkor Wat. He said, ma'am, we can't send you there. And I will go, otherwise cancel the tour. Anyway, our ambassador was not there. They were the, bullet nishans on the gate of the embassy and ambassadors. So, they managed. And my last stop was in Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. And I remember that hotel like Bhoot Khana. My musicians and all 8 of them were in different cottages. I was in the main. And then I sent a little note to Heng Samrin, the head of the junta. And they were very, how can we give it to the guy? You give it, otherwise there's no program tomorrow day after, finished. I'll stay here, no program. They took it and the message came, be ready next day at 5 o'clock. So at 5 o'clock I went. Sir, there had only 3 aeroplanes left, out of their entire fleet. And they were being flown by Russian crew. And there were 8 gentlemen standing there in tie and suit and all. And I was introduced, the ambassador of Vietnam, the ambassador of Laos, the ambassador of Indonesia, the ambassador of Thailand. They said, they are all waiting for your permission to go with you. They also want to see Angkor. So we went, came back. In the evening I performed, and next day also I performed. The third day when we were leaving, and Angkor Wat is such a magical place. It's the biggest Hindu temple in the world, and it's in Cambodia. And the dancing apsaras with those beautiful smiles, and the Hanumans and the gods. So the day of departure, we were to fly back to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh, this city, what's it called now, I forget. In the morning, we were taken to the palace, royal palace. There were royalty Norodom Sihanouk, the last king. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. The Buddhas in diamond and emeralds and rubies and pushpadaga, and you cannot imagine. At the end of it, they took us to the terrace, mosaic and closed terrace, Mekong River flowing by, Ma Ganga they call it, Mekong River. And about 80 children danced, girls and boys. And the girls, beautiful, but in very, very coarse cloth, little half dhotis like we tie, and little tinny, bells, juda, and a little blouse. And the boys had frayed shirts, pants, whatever. They danced the Apsara dance, and it all came alive, what I had seen 2 days ago in Angkor Wat. Beautiful. The boys did the monkey dance. So vigorous, but so beautiful, with such joy, joie de vivre. At the end of it all, clapping and all that. And the very tall, distinguished director, this was the Royal Cambodian Ballet. And he brought 1 lady and 2 other men, introduced them and said, Madam, these are our 3 teachers. We had 100 at one time. Can you imagine? So, then he pointed at the children seated. Vajrasan mein baith gaye the. Said, ma'am, each one of them is an orphan. I had seen the so-called interrogation center in Phnom Penh. I had seen the photographs of how with bareness they were pushed, how they were tortured. Anyone with specs was called intellectual, killed, maim them, whatever it was, mayhem. They have seen their parents being pushed into their own grave, being tortured. And yet, they have danced with smile. Here is the transformative power of the dance. They did not dance the dance of agony. They were not crying. They were real yogis. And this is what dance does, because dance is physical and spiritual, and emotions come, and your mind plays there. Yato hasta tato drishti, yato drishti tato manaha, yato manaha tato bhava.
Into the last question, I'm sure our audience has a lot to ask you. So before I open the floor for their questions, in times of conflict, you mentioned Iran, you mentioned other global conflicts. So how do you see, I know as an artist, when we look at it and then what should we do? How do we recuperate from these times of crisis, and then again through art, because you are an artist. So how to mediate that word of advice, or maybe
no advice. Never give advice. Only share ideas.
True.
Times of conflict at personal level, at social level, political level, every level. Conflicts, daily conflicts. With family, with friends, with neighbors, the workplace, wherever. So there are conflicts, smaller, medium, bigger. Your first thing, one other idea that I was listening to Vice Chancellor, this terminology of calling arts as soft power. I call them strong power. Through softness, they make such a strong impression which lasts for a lifetime. And that happens because it contains much more than what you get through anything else. Now, I'm not comparing it to science, this, that, and all. They all have their own place. But you know that most famous scientists they all had some art.
Yes.
Our own APJ Abdul Kalam playing Veena, Dr. Raja Ramanna, excellent piano player, Albert Einstein playing on the violin, somebody painting. It balances your mind, the right and the left brain, as they say. Without that balance, things are not as they should be. Balance is a very big thing in life. How you hold your balance, inner balance. Arts speak to you. When did I say that in Bangalore? I said, art is for the heart. Art from the heart, by the heart, for the art. Heart.
Yes.
Yeah? So whatever we can do, we should all try. When you listen to music, you say you go in some other world. When you watch dance, you are not yourself. You are in the world of the dancer that she's creating. When you watch a painting, a beautiful painting, you see the characters come alive. What happens? For that matter, let me tell you that when I am traveling, even in Delhi, driving, I'm looking at the trees, I'm looking at the branches, I'm looking at little flowers here and there. They are not telling you, look at me, how beautiful I am. No, they are there. This is how I want to be. This is what art is, it's there. Look at it. Take the fragrance. Feel beautiful, feel light, feel blessed. Feel blessed. Art makes you feel blessed.
that's lovely, ma'am, talking to you. Learning so much from you. Enlightening us on a positive outlook towards our lives. So I'd like to request our audience to come up with their queries or anything that they want to share. Yeah, sure.
You know, as you were speaking, I was looking at the photo of the front of the cover of your book, and I don't know why you chose it with lot of thought behind it. I think because your picture out there was reflecting the essence of what you were talking about, the internal bliss that you have arrived at through your art performance. So I just want to know, why did you choose? For me, it is like, you know, I could find divinity reflecting through that picture.
How beautiful. Thank you. This is a painting made from a photograph. Painting by the famous painter Nupur Kundu. She is one of our top. And after I received my Padma Vibhushan, she just called and said, ma'am, please just open your door, there's something for you. I said, where are you? She said, no, I'm in my car and please. I opened the door and there is this painting. She left it there as a present. And it is so wonderful. It's in my residence in Delhi. It's so vibrant and taken at one talk I gave on Indian ornamentation. Ornaments that we wear, why do we wear them? Everyone just loved it. And so when we were discussing the cover, then Dr. Sachidanand Joshi said, Didi, why don't we use this? Fine. Wonderful. Thank you.
Namaskar. It has been a wonderful experience. It was really very enriching. And listening to you, it's a journey through time and a lot of memories. On one of your visits to Dibrugarh, because this evening now we are confined to classical Indian music, spiritual values, and what their takeaways are from the classical part of culture and the performing arts. But in one of your visits to Dibrugarh, many years back, I was very surprised when I heard you singing old Hindi songs. My husband is a connoisseur of that, and you sang along with him. And, is this something, that, you find it, you were quite deep into it, with all the classical ragas and semi-classical songs and all that. So this is a little known aspect of your life. That's what I want to know. And I also want to know whether your institution is part of the Speak Make Gurukul program, scholarship program, because having you as a guru for young students would be so enriching. That would be one of the greatest moments of their life. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am Kalpana. And I have, having you over that evening along with the companies is one of the brightest memories that I still cherish. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you. No, Speak Make Gurukul has never approached me, surprisingly, because I've been one of their earliest artists who perform free and then successively for Little Churmur Chada Murmura and established it. So if you like, you can suggest to them. I'll be very happy to teach whatever I can. Second thing is that I don't know the modern songs at all. अच्छा film भी इतना नहीं देखा है, लेकिन having grown up in Bombay, my school and college, it was always there, here and there they were being played and all. Later on, Karan was just reminding me that some years ago, Cinemaya was a very reputed, respected magazine on films, Indian films. Aruna Vasudev was an internationally respected film critic and jurist in all the Palme d'Or and Cannes Festival and all Cannes. And she said, the Sonal Cinemaya ka 10 years, I want to do something special and I want you to do. I said, yeah, I'll do it. No, something special, not your usual programs. I said, oh my God, bacha. ठीक है, करेगा. I like challenges, challenges really make you grow. So, okay, we picked up my traditional repertory, like Gita Govind, from the Gita Govind Ashtapadi, Yahi Madhava, Yahi Keshava, Mavata Kaitava Vadam, Radhaji rejecting Krishna, you have come at the, go away, you. And with that we connected Saiya Beiman Mose Chal Kiye Jaye Hai Saiya Beiman Yahi Madhava Yahi Keshava Mavat Kaitava Vadam. Vajida Rahman was sitting here in 2019 when I again performed it. She was our chief guest. She was like that. Then with the Ramayana Navarasa, the Shangaram, Kshiti Nandini Viharani. Kshiti Nandini is Sita, born of the earth, and when they saw each other first time. So according to the times, I have also changed these songs. So I think first time it was, Tu jahan jahan chalega, mera saya साथ होगा तू जहाँ जा. Wherever you go, Ram, I'll be your shadow. Poor Ram had no choice. So then later on, I changed it for वो क्या बंटी बबली का कौन सा है? कजरारे तेरे कारे कारे नैना. Why? When Sri Ram saw Sita, he saw the beautiful eyes. Kajrare tere kare kare naina. So, like that, I have done these programs, about which I think Assam doesn't know. I'm glad you asked. The main thing is how much and how. I'm not doing Bollywood movements. I'm doing my classical movements. But I am dancing to these songs along with our songs and making a beautiful mesh, a beautiful design.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I had seen your performance in Dibrugarh University a few years back, and I stood transfixed, and it has stayed with me for so many years. And I'm so happy that Preeti called me over today to hear you speak, because it's been so overwhelming to hear you speak. A true guru, I believe, shows the student divinity in the subject, and I believe you're a guru like that. So I pranam to you. Having said that, ma'am, you once danced 2.5 hours solo, 1975.
Always dance 2.5 hours. So really,
Hours.
I mean, nobody wants that, no? Even the young, energetic dancers, 20 minutes, आधा घंटा बहुत हो गया, बस करो. Reality shows give you 5 minutes or 2.5 minutes. That has become the reality. Yeah, you're right, 2.5 hours, absolutely, solo.
What do you think of our children, ma'am? They are raised on YouTube Shorts. They are raised on Insta Reels. How do you think we'll get them back to this?
Ma, this is Betty. This is something that we can't avoid. We have to move with the times. That is parampara. Now, how do you navigate your core values, your parampara, with consciousness, with awareness? That is what takes a lot of thinking now. And with artificial intelligence coming in, oh my God, scary. Some robot will be sitting there and saying, you are wrong. No, yeah, it's a very good question, and it's a question that is what shall I say? It is being debated. But debate se kya karenge? And I think personally that as long as we can maintain two parallel streams. One is the contemporary, Chita Dalu. Another one is the deeper one. Because if we lose the deeper one, then it will not come back ever again. And I don't agree with people who say, 5,000 saal se hoye, kuch nahi hoga. First of all, they are wrong. It's not 5,000 years. Hello? Our history is much older. We are talking about Satyug, Rigveda. It is not 5,000. Even Shri Krishna, Dwapar is more than 5,000. Uske pehle Treta, Shri Ram. Uske pehle Veda, Upanishads. Uske pehle Mohenjo-Daro. And you have found all the Dholavira and Kalibangan and Lothar and all. What are we talking about? Anyway, to say that itna millennium se aa raha hai, kuch nahi hoga, don't be alarmist and all. Hello? We didn't have television, we didn't have social media, we didn't have digital, we didn't have all that. Right? Now we have it. So, times have changed. I feel parallel streams should be a good idea. Burgers and Maggie and pizzas, all that, every day. They forget the taste of khar. I love that food. I used to go to Paradise Restaurant in Guwahati. Quietly. The only thing I didn't dare to try was Tamil.
Maybe sir can blackmail you to have Tamil. Just a joke. Yes.
Namaste, ma'am. Ma'am, I have heard a lot about you earlier as well, and truly today is honor to see you and know about your journey. I'm overwhelmed, ma'am. Now, my question is, you have been a great dancer, an incredible dancer. You have traveled around the world. You have been a member of parliament, and now you are an author, ma'am. So, you have so many experiences. You have so many achievements to your credit. Even at this age, you are here, like, inspiring so many people. So what cements your personality, ma'am? Because life is not always the same. We all have a lot of zigzags in our lives. So what keeps you going on? What cements your personality? I really want to know, ma'am. You're so inspiring.
Oh, thank you. By the way, Karan, VC sir ko dena hai. Before he scoots, we have to give it to him. Wonderful question. So, what keeps me going is that here I am as a zig. Now, I want to go to zag also. So, that journey zigzag has to continue till my last breath. Number one. Number two, there is so much to explore, so much to learn. Nahi sikha abhi. And I share with you my innermost feeling that Bharatvarsha is sacred, beautiful, the depths of which, what is in the soil, I don't know. At least 7 more births I pray for here to have a glimpse. Nahi hota hai. It's so amazing. This is what I want. That's what keeps me going. Prayer every day.
What a magnificent session it was. Art is definitely a strong power, as was just mentioned by Madam. On behalf of Prabha Kaitan Foundation, I, C.A. Trishna Deorah, Ehsaas Woman of Dibrugarh, would like to express my sincerest gratitude to our guests for the evening. Dr. Sonal Mansingh, thank you for sharing invaluable insights, first-hand life experiences to us. It was truly a delight to listen to your enlightening thoughts and reflections. A heartfelt thank you to our conversationalist for the evening, Dr. Lakhipriya Gogoi, for steering the conversation with such finesse and warmth. We are deeply grateful to our chief guest, Professor Jiten Hazarika sir, and guest of honor, Madam Karabi Deka Hazarika, for taking the time to grace this event with their presence. On behalf of the Foundation, I extend our sincere gratitude to Oil India Limited for their continued and treasured support. We also thank Dibrugarh University for honoring us with their beautiful venue today. And of course, a warm thank you to one and all present here, our audience, for being so engaging and interactive. We truly appreciate your presence. Thank you all. Do not miss to pick up a copy of the author's book this evening on special rates. Good night. Thank you once again.